What is up? My name is Motorious, and I know you guys aren't expecting this right now. You're probably expecting Mykl, but I'm going to give you guys the juice on what's going on with Mykl's situation and what's going on in the league. So Mykl made a Fortnite channel several months ago, and he's been absolutely popping off, acquiring 250,000 subs to his channel. I'm so proud of him, but he simply doesn't have the time to upload daily on his Overwatch channel as he used to. So basically, I approached him with the idea of me taking over the daily uploads, giving you guys recaps, predictions, trades, drama, just everything Mykl used to give you guys. I want to step up to the plate and keep you all informed on what's going on every day in the league to the best of my ability. Just to be clear, this is still Mykl's channel. He will still be uploading here, but for now it will be me giving you guys a consistent updates. If you are interested in getting to know who I am, just stay to the end of the video because right now we are getting straight to business. I'm going to give you guys a recap and a rundown of what happened yesterday and what went down today. Even though the map score was 3-1, the maps were really close, so it wasn't really a stomp, but New York Excelsior just always looked like the better team throughout the series. Philadelphia Fusion did take one map, and that map was Blizzard World, and this is important because New York Excelsior was on a 22 map win streak, and Philadelphia Fusion just ended that win streak, so props to them. But let's talk about the actual games because Mano absolutely popped off on Reinhardt. On the last map of the series, Watchpoint Gibraltar, Mano had 14 Shatter Stuns alone where the payload didn't even go to hanger phase. It was actually stuck in the first phase. So getting that many stuns in so little time just actually shows how good he played on that map. With the Zarya battle between Nene and Carpe, Nene actually played a little bit better than Carpe. He really stepped up to the plate, and I really want to see Carpe step up and be the carry that he truly is in the next upcoming weeks for Philadelphia Fusion. He's playing really good right now. I'm not saying he's playing bad at all, but I just want to see him play a little bit better. And the MVP of the match was a one and only legend, JJoNak, the support player for New York Excelsior. He played amazing, and he actually played 3 heroes today. He played Ana, he played Zen, and he even played Mei on Hanamura to stall. When people think of Zenyatta, they see the face of JJoNak because that's how good he's been on that hero. But many of us keep forgetting how individually and mechanically skilled he is on the other heroes like Ana. In this match, he absolutely popped off on Ana. He popped off on Zenyatta. He just went off entirely the whole day, so props to him. That's New York Excelsior versus Philadelphia Fusion. Let's go into the next match, and we have Toronto Defiant against the San Francisco Shock. And to be honest with you guys, this was a complete stomp. The San Francisco Shock absolutely manhandled the Toronto Defiant, beating them in the series 4-0. San Francisco showed no mercy. They just looked absolutely amazing, and after this win, they get bumped up in the standings to the second in their division, right under New York, basically cementing them as one of the top teams in the league. To be honest, they all went off. Sinatra played absolutely amazing on Zarya, as he usually does. Rascal played great, but the player of the match was Super. He played absolutely amazing on Reinhardt. He completely set the tone and set the aggression that basically led to San Francisco's success. And he just imposed his will on the Toronto Defiant. That was basically the match. It was just a complete stomp and a 4-0 for the San Francisco Shock. Moving on to the third series that was played yesterday, it was Florida Mayhem against the Los Angeles Gladiators, and this game surprised everybody. Even though the LA Gladiators beat the Florida Mayhem in the series 3-1, the series was extremely close, and it started off with Florida Mayhem drawing first blood and beating the LA Gladiators on Busan 2-0. After Florida Mayhem takes the first map, LA Gladiators answers back and take the next 3. But the next 3 maps were still pretty close. Florida showed some fight. On Paris, LA Gladiators beats them 2-1. On Blizzard World, it was 3-2, and on Junkertown, it was 3-2. So still pretty close going down the series. So being one of the worst teams on paper in the league right now, Florida Mayhem is showing a lot of promise for the future, and they are clearly getting better because they are going toe-to-toe with the LA Gladiators, losing 3-1, but still showing fight. With this victory, LA is one step closer in achieving that undefeated stage, something that could motivate them and give them confidence going into this stage playoffs. The MVP of the match goes to the DPS player Decay on the LA Gladiators. He had 56% average energy with 15 Graviton kills, but he had 68 eliminations. He just played absolutely amazing on Zarya, so that's what happened in the series. The LA Gladiators take it 3-1 against the Florida Mayhem. With the last match of the day, you had the Vancouver Titans, who are basically the kings of Overwatch right now, winning the last stage, and then you have the Dallas Fuel. And this was not a stomp, but Vancouver Titans looked great, and they beat the Dallas Fuel 4-0. So on paper, it does look like a stomp, but the maps were fairly close, but Vancouver Titans just look great, asserting their dominance throughout the series. Coming into the match today, the Dallas Fuel has been playing some of the best Overwatch we've seen them play, but the Vancouver Titans are just on another level. They are the kings, and to beat them, you have to be better than them on every single level. During the match, some people did shine on the Dallas Fuel. Uncle carried some fights, played pretty well. OGE, pretty good on Reinhardt, but right now, I still feel like they're in rebuilding mode. They're still trying to put the pieces together. They still seem pretty fine. They just need more time to synergize and get used to each other and feel each other out as a team. But let's talk about the Vancouver Titans, and oh my god, let's talk about Bumper. Him on Reinhardt just looked amazing. Haxel, Twilight, Slime, Janu, they all played unbelievable. But let's talk about the player of the match, who only played 3 maps and still was the player of the match, and that guy is Seo Minsu. Oh my gosh, on Zarya, 48,000 damage done, 35 final blows, 65% average energy, 35 graviton surge kills, and wait for it, get ready, he had 101 eliminations and only 9 deaths. On 3 maps, guys. He didn't play the whole series, and he had 100 eliminations. I mean, no wonder why the Vancouver Titans are probably one of the best teams in the league and still undefeated. So that's all for day 1, what happened yesterday. That's your recap. Let's go into day 2, and oh my gosh, we probably had one of the biggest upsets in Overwatch regular season history. You had the New York Excelsior losing to the Atlanta Reign, the same team who gave the winless Valiant their first win of the regular season. What in the world is going on right now? The first game of the series was played on Busan, and Atlanta Reign popped off. The maps were going 99-99, and Atlanta Reign just somehow clutched it out and were winning those final fights that got them these 2 wins. Simply, they just had better focus fire. They were focusing the Zenyatta discords better than New York Excelsior, something that's so unprecedented, because you would think that New York Excelsior, being undefeated in the regular season, would just be better at focus firing and ult management, but Atlanta Reign came out on top. You had Pakpo, who played really clean and set the tone as Reinhardt, moving up in position, giving Baby Bay, Erster, and Dako enough room to work with. And that's Atlanta Reign taking the first map. And the first map is pretty huge psychologically. New York Excelsior losing the first map probably played in their minds over and over again. They probably didn't really move on from it throughout the series. And Atlanta Reign just really took New York Excelsior by surprise. Gotta give credit to the coaching of Atlanta Reign. They are doing some very unique stuff that no other team is doing. Like the second map of Temple of Anubis, they are playing Mei and Junkrat on point B. They're actually putting Baby Bay on Widow. Erster is playing an amazing Junkrat. Pakpo is even playing Orisa. So the Atlanta coaching staff are utilizing the players wisely, letting the players play to their strengths, and I really like that as an organization. And to be honest, it's yielding success as we've seen. They took down one of the top teams in the league. The third map that cemented the victory for Atlanta Reign was played on Kings Row, and Atlanta Reign beat the New York Excelsior 4-3, which means Atlanta Reign actually went to overtime and capped that last point to get the victory. After Atlanta officially taking the series 3-0, they played on a map 4, which is played on Rialto, and New York Excelsior got it together and won 4-3. All in all, this was just a crazy series. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, go back to the VODs, go to overwatchleague.com and check it out, because it was just simply amazing to watch. A team like Atlanta Reign, who just lost to Fran, was on a downward spiral going into the stage, beating one of the best teams in Overwatch League history. Before I move on and talk about the next game of the day, I want to talk about the player of the match and the MVP for Atlanta Reign, and it was the man himself, Erster. Now, before coming into the stage, I predicted that Erster would have to shine and step up to the plate, and in my videos, I actually said he was a really good player, but he was kind of overshadowed by Defran's success and how big Defran really was to the team. So many people overlooked Erster as a player, so it was his time to step up to the plate once Defran was gone, and he did exactly just that, helping the Atlanta Reign beat the New York Excelsior. So the next match of the day, we had the Philadelphia Fusion against the Houston Outlaws. The Fusion absolutely crushed the Outlaws, sweeping them in a 4-0 fashion, and this is exactly what they had to do, bouncing back from the loss yesterday against the New York Excelsior. The MVP and player of the match was EQO. 26,000 hero damage done, 50,000 healing, 35 final blows, and guess how many eliminations? Yes, 101 eliminations and only 17 deaths. So props to him and props for Philadelphia Fusion moving up the standings and beating the Houston Outlaws. In the last match of the day, we had the LA Valiant against the Washington Justice, and this was actually a really important match for the Justice because they just acquired Sleepy in a trade, the support player and Zenyatta player from the Shock, and I thought this was actually a really good trade. I think the Washington Justice need a player like Sleepy, so it was really intriguing for me to watch this match and see exactly how he did. However, unfortunately for the Washington Justice, they lost to the LA Valiant 3-1. Everybody on LA Valiant played pretty well. You had Space, played obviously amazing. Everybody on LA Valiant played pretty well. You had Space playing pretty good. But the player of the match went to Agilities. Basically, this guy is just such a dynamic flex player. He played Brigida, he played Baptiste, and he plays these heroes to the best of his ability. He knows when to heal, he knows when to do damage, and it's just great seeing a player like Agilities thrive in this stage and leading the Valiant to their first couple of wins. That's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed this recap, please give me a like. I know you guys miss Mykl. I miss him too, but I'm going to try my hardest to give you guys the best content I possibly can and keep you all consistently updated. So some information about me: I've been making Overwatch content on YouTube for about half a year now, working for ESTNN. My sort of specialty is analysis videos. I was Mykl's teammate on multiple platforms, competing with him for almost a decade. We're really great friends, and hopefully I can grow this channel even more. Thank you all for watching. If you guys want to connect with me on Twitter, the link will be in the description. Have a great day. Peace.